If you think Floyd Mayweather is cherry-picking his opponents, then don't buy his cherry-picked fights. Because when you buy a Mayweather fight, you're putting money in Mayweather's pockets because Mayweather gets some of the pay-per-view revenue. I will buy a Mayweather fight if he is fighting against someone who ranks near him in the Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings. I will buy a Mayweather fight if he is fighting someone who has the style to test Mayweather. Marcos Maidana does not have the style to test Mayweather. He has that come-forward style that Mayweather likes, and Mayweather will outbox Maidana all night long and beat Maidana easily by unanimous decision. That's why I'm not going to buy the Mayweather versus Maidana fight. I'm not going to pay $64.99 to see Mayweather outbox Maidana in a boring fight. Maidana is not in the Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings. Mayweather should not have chosen Maidana to be his next opponent. He should have chosen a boxer who ranked closest to him in the Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings that could fight him. According to the Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound rankings, Floyd Mayweather is the #1 ranked pound-for-pound boxer, Andre Ward is the #2 ranked pound-for-pound boxer, Klitschko is the #3 ranked pound-for-pound boxer, and Manny Pacquiao is the #4 ranked pound-for-pound boxer. Andre Ward would have to drop down 2 weight classes to fight Mayweather, so I'm not sure that fight can happen. And Klitschko is a heavyweight, so it's impossible for him to fight Mayweather. All of this means that Mayweather should fight Manny Pacquiao, but that fight won't happen because Mayweather does not want to put money in Bob Arum's pockets, and that sucks because we want to see Mayweather fight the best boxers. Mayweather should give the fans what they want. He should care about his legacy. He should care about sitting down one day when he's retired and being able to say to himself that he fought all of the best boxers in their primes. Manny Pacquiao is not in his prime anymore, but he is still one of the best boxers in the world. Mayweather won't do business with Pacquiao's promoter Bob Arum because Mayweather believes that Bob Arum exploited him when he used to fight for Bob Arum. That is a good excuse for not fighting Pacquiao because it's not easy to put money in the pockets of the promoter that you believe exploited you. If Mayweather believes that beating Pacquiao and Tim Bradley will enhance his legacy, then he has to put money in Bob Arum's pockets. If Mayweather wants to give the fans what they want by fighting Pacquiao and Bradley, then he has no choice but to put money in Bob Arum's pockets, because Pacquiao and Tim Bradley will not leave Bob Arum's top-ranked promotions. Mayweather should call Bob Arum and say, look, I believe you exploited me, but I forgive you, so let's make the Pacquiao fight happen. Let's make the Bradley fight happen. So like I said before, if you think Mayweather is cherry-picking his opponents, then don't buy his cherry-picked fights. Use the power of your dollar and save your money. If the Mayweather versus Maidana fight sells more than 350,000 pay-per-view buys, Mayweather will give you the fight you want, or he will fight a tougher opponent, because selling over 350,000 pay-per-view buys is not good enough for Mayweather. Mayweather and Showtime expect better than that because Mayweather is the pay-per-view king. The Canelo versus Angulo fight sold more than 350,000 pay-per-view buys, and that was good enough for Showtime. It's not a surprise that it was good enough for Showtime because Canelo was the only Side A boxer in his fight against Angulo, and Canelo is not as famous as Mayweather. If Canelo beat Mayweather, then the Canelo versus Angulo fight would have sold more than over 350,000 pay-per-view buys because Canelo would have been a bigger star as a result of beating Mayweather, just like Mayweather became a bigger star as a result of beating Oscar De La Hoya. A Mayweather fight that sells over 350,000 pay-per-view buys is not good enough for Showtime because Mayweather has a record of higher pay-per-view sales. Showtime expects a Mayweather fight to sell a lot more than over 350,000 pay-per-view buys because Mayweather is the face of boxing. According to one source, the Mayweather vs. Guerrero fight sold only 870,000 pay-per-view buys. Showtime said the fight sold more than 1 million pay-per-view buys. Whatever the real number was, the fight's number of pay-per-view buys were still the lowest compared to each of the 3 Mayweather fights that occurred before the Mayweather vs. Guerrero fight. So what happened after the Mayweather vs. Guerrero pay-per-view sales were reported? Mayweather gave us the fight we wanted by choosing Canelo weeks after he beat Guerrero. I cannot blame Floyd for choosing Canelo because that was the fight a lot of people wanted to see. Thank you for listening.